Well, get your hot dogs, popcorn, your beverage, get ready, because this is one of the last games of the Americas qualifiers that's going to be played. Here's all the Group E action in this sixth and final window. You saw those results. One of them being that the USA rolled to a big win over Panama, 111-80, and Argentina lost a thriller in overtime to Puerto Rico. Those are the standings. Both Argentina and the USA at 9-2 up at the top of the standings and have already qualified for the World Cup. And Puerto Rico will be taking on Uruguay tonight, and the winner of that game will qualify for the World Cup. And also the Dominican Republic, unless they suffer a heavy defeat to Brazil in their game, I think it's by 40 points or more, it's going to be the Dominicans that will also be qualifying for the World Cup. So a lot of excitement around these World Cup qualifiers, and this Argentinian team has certainly played its part. They won the first game against the USA. That was played in the second round, and that was played back on November 29th. They pulled away in La Rioja in the Superdomo, winning it 80-63. And while you might think that the USA want to get some revenge from that game, there aren't too many players left from that team in the current roster. So to say that it's a rematch is not really accurate. You know, the USA have been bringing in new players, a lot of new players into their squads, and the early indications, certainly against Panama, are that this is a good crop of players that are going to take on this Argentinian team. Remember, the USA actually beat Argentina as recently as the FIBA America Cup back in 2017, and that was actually in Argentina. So there's always been a nice rivalry with Argentina and the USA, no matter who plays, whether it's the golden generation of Argentina and LeBron for the USA. Expect this to be a fun and entertaining game. Right now we're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems.
Please remain standing for the singing of the Star Spangled Banner by Foster Child Productions recording artist Douglas Willett.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Ladies and gentlemen, Douglas Willett.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that, folks, does it, as far as national anthems go? That was tremendous. Congratulations to him. It's an amazing voice. So the players have greeted each other at midcourt, and we'll get a look at the referees for today's game. Carlos Andres Peralta Ortega, Cristiano Maranjo, and Christian Wilmore. So they have the opportunity to do today's game. I should say they're from Brazil, Ecuador, and the Bahamas. Maranjo is Brazilian, Peralta is Ecuadorian, and Wilmore is from the Bahamas. So the Argentina lineup: Cafaro, Mata, Brusino, Delia, Pinheiro, Schottman. Oh, that was fast. I'll read out the rest to you in just a second. They're going to start with Mata, Brusino, Delia, Pinheiro, and Aguirre. So you know Brusino, growing in stature, played very well the other night against Puerto Rico. He's playing currently in Spain with the Iberostar Tenerife. He had been with Dallas in the NBA. So for the USA, Josh Adams, Frazier, Cook, and Jeff Van Gundy down at the bottom. We'll just get straight to the starting five. How about that? Michael Frazier, Charles Cook, Travis Trice, Chinanu Onuaku, and Kyle Casey. And this USA team really put it together the other night. Panama were there within striking distance for a while, and the USA eventually just blew the game wide open and rolled to a 111-80 win. They outscored Panama 27-18 in the third quarter and then 31-16 in the fourth, so that gives you an idea. And there was no shortage of attempts from three-point range for the USA. They were 18 of 48 in that game, and Cameron Reynolds was the best of the lot, 6 of 11 from deep in that game. Also, Michael Frazier II was 3 of 6, and Travis Trice was 3 of 7. So it's round 2 of the USA taking on Argentina, and Sergio Hernandez, or Hernandez, as they say in Argentina. Hernandez, one of the great coaches in really South American history, and he's done a great job, obviously, in this second stint with Argentina's national team. Jeff Van Gundy also needs no introduction. He's done an excellent job with this USA team. He was actually at the helm of USA when they won the AmeriCup, the FIBA AmeriCup 2017. So everybody knows him, obviously, and in America, and also has an international name because of his long career as an NBA coach. And now he's doing it for his country, and we should have a good one. Greensboro is really kind of the heartbeat of college basketball country in America. They've had so many ACC tournaments in this city, actually in the Greensboro Coliseum. And, you know, if you're a big-time player from the Atlantic Coast Conference, and there have been so many over the years, they've come to this city, and the coaches of the clubs, they still have their meetings in Greensboro, so this is a basketball city without a doubt. So it's nice to see USA playing their games here again. Well, hello everybody, and good early evening here from Greensboro, North Carolina. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifier between the USA in white and Argentina in the dark uniforms, the blue. And this is a battle for first place in the group. And USA striking first. Aguirre brings it up the floor. Some of these guys based in Europe, like Brusino, some of them playing in Argentina. Brusino gets swatted out of bounds by Onuaku. Chinanu Onuaku sends it up almost into row H. And now the pass, the turnover, and the dunk. So an electric start for the Americans here in Greensboro against Argentina. If the Argentinians weren't awake, well, they're certainly awake now. It's been like a shot of espresso they've just had. D'Elia goes for the rebound off the Brusino miss. Travis Trice brings it up the court. Three-point attempt, and the shot is off target. Look at the Argentinians pass the basketball, and again the ball rattles out for Brusino. And the pass inside. The battle for the board is won by Brusino. It's Michael Frazier's attempt for his first 2 points. Here's Aguirre with a little runner. That's better for Argentina. And Trice brings it up the floor. Trice was going to play with Austin Spurs in the FIBA Intercontinental Cup 2 weekends ago, but then he got the call up by the USA and joined their training camp. So wasn't able to go there. Had he gone, he would have faced some of these players like Aguirre, who played for San Lorenzo of Argentina in that competition. San Lorenzo actually won that game against Austin, the third place game. And it was Ike from Greece that won the Intercontinental Cup. It was a terrific event that was hosted by Flamengo, who lost in the final. Anderson Verjao plays with the Flamengo team. But back here in Greensboro, the USA with a 4-2 lead early on. Onuaku gets it inside and fouled by D'Elia. You can see Onuaku's come out and is trying to assert himself inside. And the famous underhanded free throw. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He goes out and makes it. It's amazing. Every time you see it, brings back memories of Rick Barry, of course. Only makes one of two that time. Aguirre hands it off. Oh, back outside, and the three-pointer is good from Argentina's number 18, Facundo Pinheiro. Now the USA is struggling to get in. They do get it in the end to Michael Frazier. I think I misidentified Kyle Casey earlier on as Michael Frazier, but here's D'Elia. Hands it off to Brusino. Brusino has it knocked out of his hands. Now Trice picks it up. Frazier from behind the arc. So the USA get their first three. Aguirre hands it back to D'Elia. Follows up his miss. And foul on Cook. D'Elia you might recognize, having played for Argentina's national team in some of the big tournaments of the past. Most recently the Olympics, where they played the USA. Here's Mata left wide open. Well, USA living dangerously if they're going to leave Marcos Mata or Brusino open, because they should be able to hit those three-pointers in their sleep. Now the USA's Frazier puts it up deep. And a push-off has been called on Tanner McGrew, who's checked in, number 11. Aguirre misses, and Frazier brings it across midcourt. Trice, bounce pass, beautiful play, and fouled from behind. D'Elia was in the Olympic squad of Argentina at the 2016 games. That's Casey making the first, Kyle Casey. Just makes one of two. Casey plays with the Memphis Hustle. Now Brusino. Hands it off, and the ball goes off the hands of D'Elia. Triggers a break again for Frazier, who pulls it up at the line. Now the quick hands from Brusino, coming up with the steal. And pulls up from deep. Josh Adams has it. Josh Adams has played some ball in Europe, played in the Basketball Champions League. Here he is, getting inside the arc. Three-point range, goes in and out. And Frazier fouled by Argentina's number 20, Carlos Chapman, who had some bright moments the other night against Puerto Rico in one of the more bizarre games in the Americas qualifiers. The game was won in overtime by Puerto Rico, but only after Argentina mounted a late fight back in regulation. Terrific fight back. And then the organizers thought the game was over, and all the confetti came out and fell all over the court, only for the referee to go look at video replay and decide there should have been 0.7 seconds left. So they cleaned the floor and played that last play 0.7 seconds. Actually, it was an important time because Argentina still had a chance to win it. But it led to quite a lengthy delay, all of the confetti. Here's Chapman, over to Aguirre. Chapman bounce pass and taken away by McGrew. Adams now. And three-pointer, no good. Chapman, good box out. Hands it off to Aguirre. Three-point attempt from Pinheiro. Adams, good elevation, and earns a trip to the free throw line. Adams played his college basketball at Wyoming. He's now 25 years of age. Makes the first one. In his stint, he had a stint in Europe with Avtodor Saratov in Russia. Then he played last season with Anadolu Efes and also Besiktas. And then went to China, Shaanxi Brave Dragons, and then obviously was now with Raptors 905. Seven to 8, USA in front. Marcus Mata going for the rebound. Goes back over to the USA. Mata also plays for the San Lorenzo club in Argentina, the three-time defending champions. Here they are, USA rushing it up the court. And Cameron Reynolds just gets all the way into the lane and puts it up. A layup. Fagiano loses control of it, but it's going to be Argentina ball. Chapman tries to make the pass. USA stop it. Tanner McGrew got his hands on it. Now the ball's back with Adams. So timeout on the floor. And so far, an impressive start for the Americans, who lead at 13-8. Let's try to listen in to Coach Van Gundy. So coming back to live action here, it's going to be Adams trying to inbound the ball, and he throws it out of bounds. Good defense by Argentina. One of the great things about these qualifiers is while people in America know a lot of these players, having seen them in the G League or some of them in the NBA or in the college system, some people around the world may not have. But now they're getting to see him go up against Argentina. And also people here getting to see Argentina for the first time, kind of the new crop of Argentina. Here's a three-point attempt. Offensive rebound by Chapman, and he's fouled by Xavier Munford. Argentina were at one time the #1 team in the FIBA rankings. Remember, they beat the USA at the 2002 FIBA Basketball World Cup. They were one of the teams to beat them, and then they got to the final and lost in overtime to Yugoslavia. And of course, that was right around the introduction of Manu Ginobili and Andres Nocioni and Fabrizio Oberto, the golden generation of Argentina, which played all the way up to, in fact, still Luis Scola is still playing with Argentina. He's not here now, but he, in all likelihood, will be with them at the World Cup. But this is a new generation of Argentinian players, and while there will be other players that join the team that are playing in Europe, Facundo Campazzo, for example, and Patricio Gorino, who you might remember from his days at George Washington or in the NBA. Some of these guys will also be making the trip. Here's a foul. So Argentina down 13-10, and the foul called on Fagiano. Adams makes both shots. So it's 15-10, 2:06 remaining. Chapman. Down low, now up. Chapman again from the left corner. Adams gets it into Onuaku, and he goes up and denied. Now he's reaching and commits a foul. It's kind of unnecessary. He got away with the reach when he tried to knock it away. And then I think out of frustration, Onuaku shoved Saith. So Saith will get free throws. Right now it's Aguirre, Fagiano, Mata, Redivo, now Lucio Redivo, and Saith. And Saith misses the first one. Redivo's offensive-minded number 25 there. You'll see he's really, really good. He exploded the other night against Puerto Rico. Plays in Spain with Bilbao. USA fans might remember Bilbao as being the place where they played their group phase games at the last World Cup. Here's Redivo, though, showing the defense. Coming up with a steal and then putting it up for three. How about that? And now it's a one-point game. Oh, what a shot from Xavier Munford, and fouled as well. So he will now go to the line for a three-point play. And Munford does complete it. And puts the USA back in front, 18-14. Marcus Mata passes it down low. Here's Redivo. Saith stepping outside, shooting the three. Aguirre with the rebound. And now the pass, I think it was Trice got a hand on it. Onuaku goes in for the two-handed dunk. Mata, well, kind of fumbled the ball as he got it close to the lane, and it goes out of bounds. So that was Onuaku who really forced the turnover and then got ahead on the break and went up and just laid it up over and in, really. Trice inside the arc. Nice finish, and nice finish to the quarter. for the USA, who now have their biggest lead of the game, 22-14. Argentina with 7 turnovers. There were some other numbers I think we wanted to show you, but I'll go ahead and tell you. USA 7 of 15 overall from the floor, 6 of 10 inside the arc, and 1 of 5 from deep. 7 of 9 at the free throw line. Argentina are just 4 of 15 overall from the floor, 1 of 4 inside the arc, and 3 of 11 from three-point range, and 3 of 4 at the line. Argentina are out rebounding USA right now 13-8. And it's always interesting when you look at turnovers and points off turnovers. USA have 9 points off of the Argentinian turnovers, whereas Argentina have just 3 points off the turnovers that they forced. So Argentina have turned it over 7 times. This is the last America's qualifier for both teams. Each has already qualified for the World Cup. And the pass intercepted by Onuaku. Trice now gets in the lane, puts it up. Alley-oop. And Onuaku starting to take over a little bit here. 10-point lead. And Redivo fouled by Onuaku. So he picked up that cheap one on the first foul. Now he's got 2, but we've seen him come out and make some plays, including that one. So he exits the game, and coming in is number 12, Steven Zimmerman. Three-point attempt, and Zimmerman grabs the rebound. Mumford drives in, and Fagiano fouls him. So Fagiano picks up his second foul of the game. And Mumford is back at the free throw line and giving, again, the USA their biggest lead. It's in double digits now. Devo tries to make the pass to D'Elia, but couldn't get it through those USA hands. They batted it out of bounds. Now Cafaro's in the game. Number 1 sets the pick. And the pass, but a foul before the shot on the USA. So Cam Reynolds picks up his first. Redivo high off the glass and in. So this is where the USA have to get stops, try to claw the way back against this USA team. Left-handed three-pointer. Reynolds, nope, chases it, and that'll be Argentina ball. Great defense from Reynolds, knocking it out of the hands of Brasino. Then Munford goes down and gets blocked by Brasino. He saves it in bounds to Lucio Redivo, who hands it off to D'Elia, who goes in. And then the follow, and Cafaro puts it in and draws a foul. Much better for Argentina. It's one of those odd cases where Argentina want D'Elia to score, but it actually helped him that he didn't, because they end up getting a three-point play out of it. So the foul on Reynolds. 2 fouls on him now. Cafaro was a really nice player the other night against Puerto Rico. He didn't come in until late in the game and actually made the free throws right at the end that sent the game to overtime. Sergio Hernandez right there in front of longtime communications director Craig Miller from USA Basketball. Also spotted Caroline Williams over there in the communications department. They do a great job communicating so many things about USA Basketball. There's a lot going on. And good defense, again, forcing the turnover, and now Argentina have another chance. Brasino guarded closely by Frazier, passes it back to Cafaro with a pump fake, goes in and draws the foul on Zimmerman. And Cafaro slowly, in fact, he's not even trying to get up yet. Looked like a pretty decent defense from Zimmerman. So Munford goes out. Good work from him, and back in the game is Charles Cook. There's Cafaro. Doesn't dribble, just puts it up and in. Agustin Cafaro goes for Libertad Sunchales, just 24 years of age. Now Trice quickly up the floor, with USA's lead having been cut to 5. And Trice's 3 gets a lot of rim but stays out. Now Argentina look to draw closer. Brasino. Quick pass to Cafaro. Hands it off to D'Elia. Little pump fake and finish from D'Elia, and just like that, Argentina have cut the deficit back to just 3 points. So Jeff Van Gundy burns the timeout. Frazier with 5 points. Apologies, the courtside mic seems to be off around the USA huddle, but we can hear it with Argentina, with Hernandez. It was a terrific play by Cafaro, and then for D'Elia to first go like he was going to go under to the other side of the rim and then to spin back. He started this year in Spain with UCAM Murcia, Marcos D'Elia, and he's actually switched clubs. He's with Juventud now. Just double checking that. And Zimmerman. And the pass down low, and USA get a layup with Frazier. That's a nice play coming out of the timeout. And now the turnover. Frazier has it. And D'Elia reaches in and knocks it out of bounds. Yeah, D'Elia is now with Juventud Badalona, which is where Ricky Rubio, the club that he came up through, or with. So many other great Spanish players. Three-pointer is good from Frazier. So the timeout was definitely the right thing to do, because the USA have come back out with a sharpened focus and open their lead right back up. Caggiano over to Cafaro. Good. Gets the three-pointer right back. Cook over to Zimmerman. Now Zimmerman dribbles inside, bounce pass to Frazier, can't handle it. It's Argentina's ball now. We've seen Cafaro hit the three. Good hands by the USA. Redivo. Oh, beautiful pass. Oh, nice play from Argentina. What passing. And the fans in those Argentina shirts enjoying the effort. The pass back. And how about that? Kyle Casey showing us his three-point shot. Back to a 6-point advantage. Redivo. And Casey saves it, inbounds to Trice. Behind the back. Good defense from Brusino. Now Cook. Cook goes around him, and Zimmerman gets it down low. Hernandez was going to call a timeout. He was anticipating a USA basket. So he has waved it off. Good D by Cook, sticking to Redivo. Pass back to Brasino for three. Good! Now Trice, shifty move. He puts it up. And D'Elia trying to box out Zimmerman, not able to corral it. It'll be USA ball. Well, that was good play by Redivo. Wasn't able to shake Cook, but he knew that Brasino was over there on the wing, and all he had to do is get him the ball. Brasino, one of the top three-point shooters in this team. Quick pass inside. Tanner McGrew denied. I think it was D'Elia that got in his way. Argentina could tie it with a three or pull to within one. And good drive and the foul. So Brasino is going back to the line. Marcos Mata comes back in for Redivo. You can see Hernandez talking to Redivo, making sure they're on the same page. When he came back to Spain, he went to Gran Canaria, and then he's signed this year with the Iberostar Tenerife, so he's getting his good taste of the Canary Islands. It's a wonderful place to be. If you haven't been there, Tenerife, where the highest point of Spain is actually located. Teide. El Teide, they call it. T-E-I-D-E. There's Frazier. Out to Adams. Off the back of the iron. Good rebound, Frazier. And then Trice was going up, and the ball slipped out of his hands, but he got it back. Now Cook. Oh, Cook. Tough shot. Back to a three-point edge. Aguirre. Over to Pinheiro. Mata gives it back to Pinheiro, who now hands it off to Brasino. Shot clock down to 4. And Cafaro's open. I think that was going to be, well, yeah, it would have counted. But it was short. And now Adams. Beautiful bounce pass. What a finish from Travis Trice as well, with Cafaro bearing down on him. Now Brasino with Cook on him. Quick pass, beautiful. Cafaro, though, not able to knock it in. And USA all of a sudden with a chance to open up a comfortable lead again. But blocked from behind was Mata coming in. He was able to block Frazier. Trice for 3. And Adams bats it into the hands of Aguirre. And Adams grabs the rebound. Frazier, good! So Hernandez decides to call timeout. And a little bit of frustration over there on the Argentina bench now. See the free throw numbers. 10 points for Michael Frazier for the USA. That's a team high right now. And 5 apiece for Xavier Munford and Onuaku. See the points off turnovers now. USA have 14 to 7 for Argentina. Leading the way for Argentina's Cafaro with 8 points. Pinheiro has 6, and both Burricino and Redivo have 5 points. Well, the other games that are going on, that do or die game in Puerto Rico between the Boricuas and Uruguay. It's Uruguay up 14-9 early there, and the Dominican Republic are leading 9-8 in their game at home against Brazil. Mexico and Panama will be playing later tonight. Mata goes right down the lane and scores. The veteran. Adams, free pass to Trice, but it's blocked by Cafaro. Aguirre pulls up and misses the short one. Now Adams explodes, fouled by Aguirre. It's only the second team foul in Argentina in the quarter. Cam Reynolds back in, number 17. Frazier's going to inbound it. And Cafaro called for a foul, grabbing the jersey of Reynolds. That's number 3. Right in front of the referee. You got to call that, I guess, if you see it, if you're the ref. No shirt tugging. USA can almost hold it for one shot. No, there's about a 10-second differential, excuse me. Here's Adams driving in for the two-handed dunk. Well, that might just be the play of the game so far. Nice explosion. Burricino gets it over to Mata, and USA, great defense on that last possession. They will go to halftime leading it 42-35. With a little bit of extra adrenaline there with Mr. Adams and his slam dunk. USA 12 of 23 inside the arc, 3 of 10, 9 of 11 at the line. And Argentina 6 of 13 inside the arc. See the assists and the turnovers, the steals, and then the turnovers. USA doing a good job of holding on to the ball and also capitalizing on those Argentina turnovers. Remember, this is a battle for first place in Group E. Both of these teams have already qualified for the World Cup, and I'm anticipating that each will be top seeds in the March 16th draw. So we are at halftime. It's 42-35. I'll let you feast on these highlights. We'll be right back before the start of the second half. 42-35, the USA on top of Argentina here in this FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifier being played in Greensboro, North Carolina. And it's been an intriguing game, one that certainly is going to give us another 20 exciting minutes. That's what I would anticipate. This Argentina team has probably tried to get some things straight during their halftime team talk. This USA team will try to really assert themselves here at the start of the third quarter, I would imagine. 19-12, Uruguay leading Puerto Rico in their do-or-die battle for the World Cup in Group E. And also the Dominican Republic are leading Brazil, who've already qualified for the World Cup, 21-19. The Dominicans are looking like they're going to be in pretty good shape to get to the World Cup. Mexico and Panama will also square off later. And that game will be in Mexico, and that game will have the honor of being the last qualifier, World Cup qualifier to be played under the new system of competition, which, of course, this is the first time that we've had the World Cup windows. And the idea has been internationally, not just in America and the Americas like Argentina, but all over the world, to give fans a chance to see their national team play on a more regular basis. And it has been a huge hit everywhere. Just some huge crowds have turned out. There's a big one tonight, a packed house in the Roberto Clemente Coliseum down in Puerto Rico. And earlier tonight in Montenegro and Podgorica, it was a packed house that watched Montenegro. Even though they lost to Latvia, they managed that defeat to where they could qualify for the World Cup. And, of course, Latvia did not. Just a lot of excitement, and it's been continuous. The idea has been to keep basketball in the spotlight and to generate a lot more excitement. You know, when the national team plays, everybody pays attention in the Far East, in Europe, in Africa, and in the Americas. So it's been a big deal, and it's great to see both of these teams having had success and booked their places at the World Cup. So the USA start off with a good possession. Now Verdevo called for a push. And USA's Casey drives in and draws the foul on Cafaro. Good aggressive play. So Cafaro has 2 fouls. This makes 1 of 2. So it's an 8-point lead. Over to Fagiano. Gets it to D'Elia. Short little jumper in the paint. Now Onuaku fouled as he tries to back up D'Elia. Getting it in, nope. Argentina get the rebound with Redivo off the Casey miss. Redivo for three. That was an air ball, but it landed with Fagiano. Now Redivo's going to get it again. He's going to rattle it in. And it's back to a three-point game. Now entry pass, saw a beautiful play by the USA and finished by Frazier once again. Hey, Frazier's around a lot of the good stuff that's happening with the USA. He's got 14 points. Fagiano pulls up. Trice. Offensive foul called on Onuaku, clearing out. That was the play before the bounce pass to Frazier, which he turned in for the basket. Three-point attempt. Another one is good for Redivo. Well, we said he was offensive-minded, and he has got the ultimate confidence in his game. He's got 11 points now, and Argentina trailing by 2, and now almost a steal. Look at this. He's that good. You've got to be right on him. Trice drives in, and also Onuaku there for the putback, but missed. And now Argentina can tie it, or maybe even take the lead with a three. Onuaku reaches in, knocks it away. Here comes Cook. And Cook lays it up and in. Redivo again for three, another one. He's feeling it. He's introducing himself over here, folks. There won't be many people that knew who Redivo was. And Gundy would, having seen him at the AmeriCup. Here's Cook, explodes, hands it off to Onuaku, who lays it up and in. And he's got a nice flow to it right now. Three-point advantage for the USA. Redivo's got somebody on him now. But nope, he frees himself and draws the foul on Onuaku, and that is number 4 on Onuaku. So Chinanu Onuaku is going to have to go to the bench, and again, that's where that cheap foul early really comes back to haunt him. To be fair, it looked like he got his hand up, and that time he was able to knock it away, and that led to the break. So USA talking about it with the timeout. It's the Argentinian three-point shooting, especially from Redivo, that's helped them. But being very clever with their passing as well. Well, he's a great talent. And, you know, he loves putting on the USA shirt. He'd like to be out there, but he's got 4 fouls, and he's going to have to sit down now and rally. See Coach Thompson over there trying to give him some words of encouragement. That is inexplicable, isn't it? How you can have such a wonderful shooter like Redivo from three-point range make some incredible shots or just get hot, and then he goes to the line after getting foul ball attempting a 3 and missed the first one. But even though it's free, a free throw doesn't mean you get the point. You got to make it. And it is a part of the game that has been the undoing of so many players, or certainly has been a weakness for so many players over the years. Onuaku stewing over there on the bench. I'm sure when he comes back out, he's going to play with a lot of fire, but that might not be for a while. Travis Trice. And Frazier misses from deep. And now it's Argentina ball. Tanner McGrew back in the game with Onuaku out. So for the USA right now, it's Michael Frazier the second, Tanner McGrew, Xavier Munford, Cameron Reynolds, and Travis Trice. Mata. Redivo. D'Elia steps back. That's going to be off to the right. And Munford has it taken away. So right now it's this man pulling the strings for Argentina. Redivo. Mata passes back. Now he gets it inside to D'Elia. And D'Elia goes up strong and he scores over Tanner McGrew. He just took it right to him. And that was with Cameron Reynolds behind him as well, doubling down to help out. Well, these Argentinians, remember, like the likes of D'Elia plays professionally in Spain, and the Spanish league, a lot of people would say, is the second best league in the world. So he's a pretty good player. He's also played at the Olympics already with Argentina. And Argentina have taken the lead here, 50-49. And Josh Adams, mildly surprised that he wasn't in the lineup at the start of the second half, because he really did inject a lot of emotion and intensity into the team when he was in at the end of the first half. So he's back in now, and Chapman has it for Argentina. Fagiano over to D'Elia. The good news for the USA is Redivo's out now. D'Elia passes to the corner. Good passing by Argentina. 6 on the shot clock now. And good defense, forcing the turnover on Fagiano. Don't think Hernandez was in full agreement with that. Watch this. Oh, yeah, she shuffled his feet. It's plain as day. Mumford and Zimmerman reaches over and commits the foul. Steven Zimmerman. Argentina won the first game. Now the pass down low to D'Elia, and he goes up again and scores. And a foul was also called on Zimmerman. So another three-point play opportunity. Didn't see too much contact from Zimmerman, Well, yeah, I guess he might have gotten him on the hand there, on the wrist, the right wrist. It was close enough to where you could see why the ref would have called it. And D'Elia converts it. It's Argentina's biggest lead of the game now, 5 points. And now they're applying some full court pressure on the Americans. Reggie Hearn in the game, number 10. There's Adams, and Hearn has it knocked out of his hands, and it's going to be Argentina ball. Well, if they had looked at the replay monitor, they might have overturned that one. It looked like it might have gone off of Argentina. Some of the Argentinian fans singing now. And good defense, hands from Frazier, knocking it away from Brusino. Brusino chasing him, and Frazier decides to go all the way. Lays it up and in. Three-point game. Fagiano. Brusino being bodied up by Frazier. Leah fakes the handoff. Gets it back to Brusino. Hernandez thinking there's too much contact over there. And D'Elia scores with a short little jumper. Well, the phrase letting him play right now comes to mind here. And, well, not that time. Mumford, aggressive, going to the basket, is able to pick up the foul. So that was good timing. Brusino looking around like there's a lot of hand checking, a lot of body going on out there. Cafaro, meanwhile, picks up his third foul. Onuaku coming back into the game with 4 fouls. And Mumford gets the first one to fall. Van Gundy feels like really he's got to have Onuaku in here. I guess D'Elia has been ruling the low post here a little bit on offense. Bounce pass to D'Elia. Hands it back off to Brusino. And that was too long. Adams rebounds and runs. Was it knocked out of his hands, or Fagiano reaching in and bothering him. Here's Mumford again, gets in the paint, puts it up and in. 1 point game. And an offensive foul called on number 18 of Argentina, Facundo Pinheiro, for trying to set a pick. That was Mumford. The last time down, brought out the gun show to celebrate. And good call, referee right in front of him. And great defense by Argentina. Reggie Hearn not able to get the ball in bounds. So the ball turns right back over to the South Americans. So Argentina called timeout. And Hernandez wants to set the table here for the final 2:20 of this third quarter. $16 for Redivo, 14 D'Elia, 8 Cafaro, and Piñeiro 6. $16 for Frazier the second, 9 for Mumford. Onuaku has 7 and Adams 6. Fagiano. Who's going to win this game and clinch first place? Offensive foul called. On D'Elia. Yeah, it was on D'Elia. So it must have been a push. Mumford gets inside again. Battle for the ball. D'Elia. Onuaku comes down with it. Has it knocked out of his hands. Here comes Fagiano running. Brusino open. Good. Hernandez takes a swig of water. He liked that. 4 points in front. What a terrific game. Frazier the second drives in, and the USA closes it back to 2. Fagiano. And another 3, only this time from Piñeiro. Argentina shooting lights out right now. Josh Adams, 9 points for Piñeiro. Argentina from three-point range right now, 10 of 23. I mean, they can shoot it. Redivo's 4 of 7. Piñeiro now 3 of 4 from three-point range. Brusino is 2 of 5. Meanwhile, Adams is at the line. Has really been good for the USA tonight, Adams. I mean, he's been playing with a lot of fire, a lot of emotion. He's been making plays, and wouldn't be surprised at all if he's going to be a determining factor in this game. He's having to guard Redivo now. Now it's Hearn on Piñeiro. Piñeiro left open. He's going to put it up. Another one! You can't leave him open, folks. I don't know who's better. Brusino, Redivo, or Piñeiro. They're all knocking him in. Goodness me. Piñeiro and Redivo each with 4 threes in the game. It's the biggest lead now for Argentina in this contest, up 6. And offensive foul called on the USA, and they don't know who the foul's on. Foul's on Mumford. Well, I didn't see it, but. And Redivo now charges into Reggie Hearn, and that turns it right back over. Well, good position for Reggie Hearn, taking more for the team. Look at Hernandez walking at the other bench. Oh, boy. Here it is, Munford. He's got time. He gets it up. And good, strong rebound by D'Elia. Munford must have thought that was going in. He knew exactly how much time he had. He was able to get to the rim, but just did not complete it. And Argentina, boy, they have really put on a show in the third quarter. They lead at 65-59. They've outscored the USA 30-17 in the third.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is right here. You want it? Come and get it.
USA just 3 of 12. They launched so many threes the other day against Panama. Thought we were going to see a lot more of that today, but that hasn't been the case. And what's interesting about Argentina, even while the USA were able to make an adjustment and kind of take Redivo out of it, Pinheiro then started coming to the fore. And even though they were guarding Pinheiro, because the Argentinians pass it so well, they were still able to get the players that they wanted shooting threes open. Because if you double team, somebody's going to be open. Or if you leave your man. Here he was. USA just slow getting to Redivo that time. Just like an avalanche of three-pointers. And then D'Elia got it going. He had a spell of play where it seemed like he was scoring every time down. That was a great call from that angle. They slow it down. You can see the foul. And Steven Zimmerman's, he may not have realized it, but he certainly got him on the right wrist. And so this fan from Argentina is liking what she is seeing. I'll tell you, international basketball, folks, it is special. There is nothing like it. It brings out the national pride. And you can see right now this USA team is ready to fight. But this Argentina team is as well. And Brasino, another one for Argentina. They're three-point crazy right now. 12 of 25, and an offensive foul called on the Americans. Look at this. Fagiano dribbles behind his back and spots Brasino wide open. Nine points the advantage. Pinheiro decided to launch it, and Hernandez says, I don't have a problem with that, the way you guys have been shooting it. And the USA, and good drive. The USA have trailed Argentina before in that FIBA Americup final back in 2017. They fell behind by more than 20 points and came back and won the game. So even though this is a different team, nevertheless, they're going to fight. Oh, beautiful pass. Look at him swing the ball. And I'm not sure that was the play they wanted in the end. Scythe, rather. Munford now. And a foul called down low. Is it Mata? Yeah, it was on Mata. He fouled Kyle Casey. And Walker catches his breath. You bring different styles of basketball together in international hoops. That's also nice. Good block by Saiz. Fagiano. And now the pass knocked away. Oh, look at that. Pinheiro just stays in there, and Saiz goes up for the layup. And the USA kind of got sloppy there. Goes back to a 9-point lead. Beautiful bounce pass and a foul. So they take it away. And you can see that Cameron Reynolds realized just as the ball was leaving his hands, what am I doing? So good minutes for Fagiano now. He takes a seat, and Aguirre has come back in. He's 77. Frazier goes hard to the basket. Oh, he gets it to go. He's been the best player offensively tonight by far. In terms of his scoring, 18 points now. Three-pointer, Pinheiro misses. And Reynolds commits the foul on Brussino. Boy, this Pinheiro is going to be. He's doing himself a lot of favors right now as he tries to look ahead to make that Argentina team that's going to play at the World Cup. I dare say he might be raising some eyebrows over here in America with this performance. Here's Brussino. That was short. Now Cook. Or Reynolds. Trice. Here's Cook. What's cooking? Goes up. Banks it in. It's a tough shot, though, I have to say. Aguirre guarded by Trice. Mata stays on his feet. 3 minutes into the fourth quarter, and Mata was fouled by Reynolds. I mean, there's no need for Reynolds to kind of shove him. He's already released the ball. I think it's just kind of a natural instinct. But you got to know, especially these days, that the referees are just looking for any reason to call a foul out behind the arc. Look at this. So he's fine. He's let it go. And then he just put his left hand on him. And a light shove. And Mata makes the first. You know, we talk about these three-point shooters. Mata's one of the best. And he hasn't even really figured into it tonight. That was, in fact, he has not officially launched a three-pointer tonight. Marcos Mata. I wonder what's the matter. Maybe he's going to start launching some. That's 2 out of 3. And pushes the lead back to 7. Now over to Trice. Frazier, you know he wants to get to the basket. He's going to pass it to Onuaku. And in the pass, it's going to be over and back. Van Gundy trying to stay positive over on the sidelines. This has really turned into a struggle. There was a spell of play early where it looked like the USA might be able to build a considerable lead, but Argentina were able to kind of calm things down. Now Brussino, their shooting has been just terrific today. Mata, shot clock down to 5. Here's Mata, Aguirre, and I'm not sure they got it off in time that time. Doesn't matter, he missed it. Hernandez wants some pressure. Doesn't want the USA to have it easy. Reynolds did get it in just in time to Onuaku. Onuaku, guarded by Saiz. Passes it back outside. Frazier. Frazier has it back. He's going to launch a 3. Good! Now the USA has struck from downtown. Just their 4th three-pointer of the day. Argentina have drilled 12. Oh, nice fake by Saiz, and then he draws the foul, and Onuaku has fouled out of the game. So he's gone. That is foul number 4. But I mean, there's a little bit of a hand check there. His right hand was on him, but that's why you don't want to give away the cheap ones like he did with his very first one with the shove, because now his team doesn't have him for the final 5:44. He played a while with 4 fouls. Anyway, I'm sure he already knows that. Brusino. Precise, goes up, good rebound. Frazier's doing a little bit of everything. Here's Trice. Zimmerman spins, puts it up and in, and now it's his turn to go to the line for a 3-point play. Good footwork by the big boy. Look at that. Going to town. He does not complete it. And Mata gets the rebound and hands it off to Redivo. Do Argentina have any of their 3-pointers left? They've been shooting them like crazy. What will be the tactic? Will they try to get to the rim? Cafaro sets the pick. He gets it back. He drives in. And I think the USA will be happy with that. Taking kind of an out-of-control shot. And, oh, Mata went up and swatted Adams. Look at this. Adams wanted a foul. That is what you call a clean swat. Don't make anything up over there to the referee, Josh. Got to take the medicine. And Mata just pinned it, but the USA still have the ball. Zimmerman's going to go again. He goes to work. Oh, the little sky hook. Well, look who's risen. Look who's come to the fore. Mr. Zimmerman. Mata for 3. Good. What a contest, folks. Trice. Guarded by Aguirre. Trice for 3. Good. It's going back and forth. Thirteen threes for Argentina, but the USA is starting to heat up now as well. Pinheiro, another one. Man, oh man, can they shoot it. Pinheiro absolutely on fire tonight. 5 of 8 from deep. Frazier. Shot clock down to 8. Trice. He's going to put it up. He's inside the arc this time. Great rebound by Zimmerman. Boy, that was big time by Zimmerman. Look. Nice approval over there on the bench. So Cafaro picks up the foul. Onuaku has to watch the rest of this one from the bench. He's fouled out of the game. Onuaku, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. He had that block at the beginning of the game. D'Elia now comes back in. That gives a different option, and you wonder if D'Elia's back in because of Zimmerman becoming a problem all of a sudden. And good inbounds pass leads to a couple of free throws here from Mr. Reynolds, Cameron Reynolds. 3 fouls on Pinheiro. There's USA have done a good job at the line tonight. 14 of 18, 77.78%. I mean, in fairness to the USA, I mean, the way Argentina have shot the basketball tonight, they have been. That is a tough team. That is a tough team to beat when they can shoot it as well as they've shot it tonight. 14 of 29. You know, probably Manu and Nocioni, all those guys probably bouncing off their seats right now watching these guys, because what they're showing is that Argentina basketball definitely has a future and is bright. And they are going to be a tough customer at the World Cup, I think. These games have been vital for Hernandez. And, you know, they didn't even have Luis Scola in this window, and they've, or Facundo Campazzo, or Patricio Garino, and yet, you know, they've been very competitive. They lost at Puerto Rico in overtime, and here they are now with the 3-point lead on the USA, although the USA will be at the line. Puerto Rico, meanwhile, up 2 on Uruguay in that do-or-die game with about 13.5 minutes to go. And Brazil now leading the Dominican Republic by 5, also early in the third quarter, 42-37. Mexico-Panama will be tipping off in about 50 minutes. This, I tell you, this game has been well worth it for this crowd tonight. They have enjoyed themselves. The people, you can see, there's even some Argentinian fans here. Reynolds takes a deep breath. And is short with his first one. Ooh, he misses both. And D'Elia gets the rebound. Aguirre has it. Rediva is not going to wait around. He's going to launch a 3, and it was off the rim. Well, this Argentina not too bothered about trying to take any time off the clock. Zimmerman has it knocked out of his hands. The USA ball with 16 seconds to go in the shot clock. Frazier. And Frazier gets it in bounds, and then Trice over and back. And it's going to be Argentina basketball. Trice complaining that he was pushed. Oh, he's saying he called it. No, he called it there. That's a good call by the ref. It did look like maybe Aguirre might have gotten his hand on him and pushed him a little, but I'm not sure. If it was a push, it was a very light one. And now a foul called on the USA. So Argentina won the first game in the qualifiers against the USA back in November, and quite convincingly in the end. And right now they're up by just 3 points, but in Greensboro. So Reynolds comes out of the game having fouled out. He's picked up his 5th foul as well. And that also puts Pinheiro, I think it's Pinheiro, on the line. Yeah, Facundo Pinheiro has been fouled, so he will go to the line. I don't know what they're checking. Well, Pinheiro has truly raised eyebrows tonight with his performance for Argentina. He has been utterly sensational. Coming into this game, Pinheiro had played just one game. So he's only joined Argentina for this window. And I think what really will help his case moving forward is the fact that he's been able to come out and play this way against this very quick, strong, athletic USA team. And, you know, he's been a reliable shooter tonight. He only played 11.3 minutes against Puerto Rico and didn't do anything. He actually had minus efficiency. So it's been a different Pinheiro tonight. And once again, a great three-point shooter has missed a free throw, one of the great mysteries. It's a 4-point lead for Argentina. USA get it inbounds to Trice. Brings it up the court. What are they going to run? So Frazier pops out. Now Trice looks for some space. He's going to put it up mid-range. Aguirre with the rebound. And Redivo has it and hands it back to Aguirre. 2.5 minutes to go. An offensive foul called. I think so. It's on Aguirre. Must have shoved off. So Argentina with a 4-point lead. Trice brings it up. And Reggie Hearn back in the game, puts up a three. Mata whips the ball over to Redivo. 10 on the shot clock. Redivo on the baseline, leans into one, gets to the fall. So he's been doing most of his damage from long range, but that time he went baseline, put it up and in. Frazier. Over to Mumford, back to Frazier. Bounce pass, Zimmerman for the dunk. Good patient approach. Well done by Frazier. Now Aguirre. Minute and a half remaining. Argentina up 4. And a foul called on the USA on Reggie Hearn. Mata. I'll tell you, Mata's block of Josh Adams is quite possibly one of the plays of the game, certainly defensively, because Adams has got some explosiveness to his game, and he was going up for what looked like a layup, and then Mata came flying in and just pinned it. And it's interesting that Brasino's out of the game right now, so, you know, Brasino's probably their best-known player these days. And yet Argentina have been very competitive with these other guys. 6 points to lead now. Still plenty of time for the USA, but they need to get something this trip down the floor. And a push called on D'Elia, which means Frazier will go to the line. 4 fouls on D'Elia. Well, they're being consistent. I mean, they've been making, you know, calls like that against both teams. So, again, another opportunity at the free throw line for the USA. nothing but nylon. It's the first free throw for Frazier. USA 15 of 21 at the line tonight. Argentina 17 of 21. Frazier makes both. Aguirre gets away from Trice. Matt, a quick pass to Redivo. Gets it to D'Elia, gets it back to Redivo. D'Elia with the rebound, a new 14. Well, it's kind of a herky-jerky. He's being guarded, herky-jerky movements, being guarded by Adams. Shot clock winding down. He's going to launch. Oh, he's going to get blocked. Great defense by Adams. Terrific. Moved his feet. And right when it looked like Redivo was going to launch another one, he just, Adams said, not in my house. So Redivo goes to sit down. A little bit more size in there for the USA with Cathro re-entering and tries, hits a three. Wow. And now 1 point game. Argentina called timeout. Well, they got to an overtime game the other night against Puerto Rico. Maybe another one's on the cards. Puerto Rico up 5 on Uruguay. Brazil leading Dominican Republic by 6. So what do you do with the USA? You got to play defense, rebound, go down and score. You don't want to foul. Want to be aggressive. But I've got a feeling Argentina are going to be able to get a good look coming out of the timeout. I mean, they've just had an avalanche of three-pointers tonight that have been falling. The Argentinians, 14 of 32. Trice, 8 points. Frazier leading the USA with 23 points. 18 points for Redivo for Argentina, but he is, now he's back in the game and he's just got the ball. Oh, he puts up a fadeaway. And the ball hit out of bounds. It's going to be USA ball. 15.4 seconds to go, and the little Argentina fan says, uh-oh, we no longer control our own destiny. Well, they do actually. Just got to play defense. USA have to inbound it. Can they get it in bounds? Reggie Hearn does get it to Adams. Is Adams going to take it all the way? Is he going to pass it? Buckle them up, folks. This could be it at the end of the game. Adams looking for space. He's going to put it up at the line. Argentina could not quite rebound it. It's going to be the USA ball with 0.4 seconds remaining. And they might go over to the camera or to the video replay just to see if there are indeed 0.4 seconds remaining. But this is enough time to get off a shot. You know, when they say 0.3, no, usually you got to throw it up at the rim and try to get a tap. But with 0.4, I mean, you feel confident that the USA are going to try to throw something. I would think they would try to get something going to the rim. Just throw it up there and just try to tap it in. You practice these plays. I don't know if they've had time to practice this one. He's saying we got to guard the rim, but we can't foul either. Look at that, 31 bench points. Argentina, 27 for USA. Well, this has been, of this window of qualifiers, one of the most exciting, one of the funnest games to watch, without question. Look at Adams. He went for the winner, got it off the front of the rim, and it was that extra effort from Frazier that knocked it out of the hands of Pinheiro, who had the ball on the rebound. So that little extra effort from Frazier, who's done absolutely everything tonight from the effort standpoint. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals. I mean, he has been a star tonight. He's got a plus 31 efficiency, which is easily the highest of the game. I mean, nobody anywhere close to his plus 31 efficiency. And now they are indeed looking at the monitor to see how much time should be left. So just keep an eye as the ball trickles out of bounds. Oh, it's going to be more. It's going to be about 1.1 second left. Okay, I'm seeing the referee say relax. Well, you know what? The camera doesn't lie, and this is why it's great that we have the camera, the review. So it bounces out of bounds, and there's at least 1 second. So I think they're going to say 1.1 second. So now, if the USA wanted to, they could inbound the ball, catch it definitely, and shoot it. Yep. Okay, so 1 second. I think they're lucky. I think there should be 1.1, 1.2. No, that's what you do. You take your time to get it right. I mean, these days, you've got the review, and it doesn't lie. The pictures don't lie. So wonderful job of officiating there. So Trice is going to inbound it. Do you have Frazier or perhaps Cook who's going to come flying in? You know, if you get a foul, you got the prospect of USA winning it at the line, or even making 1 of 2 in overtime. I mean, there's any number of things that could happen right now. Chance of USA. Look at this. Everybody's getting excited, including that young man with the North Carolina Tar Heel hoodie. You got to like that. This is definitely Tar Heel country. Okay, so he has been able to see the USA alignment. Now what are they going to do? Trice, Hearn, Adams, Cook. Nope. They put it up from deep. Oh, he hits it! Can you believe it? Reggie Hearn has struck with a dagger. Unbelievable. He didn't have any arc on the shot, but he drilled it. And what irony. Argentina were lights out from long range tonight. And a jump shot, a long jump shot, not a 3, but a long jump shot from Reggie Hearn has given the USA victory. Argentina honestly could not have defended that any better. You just got to tip your hat. Reggie Hearn made a play. Look at this. The fake, Aguirre had a hand in the face. I tell you, he's lucky they didn't call a foul there. And Reggie Hearn made it. What a play. What a way to end the game. Heartbreak City for Argentina. The only thing you can say is they can be glad they've already qualified for the World Cup and that this was not a determining factor. Obviously, it has an impact on the rankings. Argentina would have got more ranking points had he not made this shot. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, that is a thing of beauty, and it was a 2, having reviewed it, and just what a wonderful way to end the game for the USA. They hung together. They hung tough. And look at that. They're chanting USA. They are loving it. One of the best games of the qualifiers. Very exciting. Okay, perhaps it was not a game that was played to perfection, but there was a lot of heart, a lot of intensity. And the USA, when it looked like they weren't going to get it done. And the other thing is, you have to say, you know, when they reviewed at the end of the game how much time there was and they decided, you know, there was a second that needed to go on the clock, that opened up the possibility of that type of play. Otherwise, I think they would have probably thrown it towards the rim. But the referees did the right thing. They saw the clock. They saw how much time there was. And at the end of the day, Reggie Hearn was almost a non-factor in the game before that play. He played 19 and a half minutes tonight, and he has hit a shot that he will probably remember for the rest of his life because he's given his country victory over Argentina in just an absolute classic finish. Wonderful second half. I mean, really, that was fun. This was a fun one to call, folks. 14 of 32 from deep Argentina, just 6 of 15 for the USA, but that was enough. But more than doubled the amount of shots made inside the arc, the USA, to Argentina. So they attacked more inside. USA had those 13 steals, and Argentina had the 21 turnovers and